It is a challenge that many nonprofits face this time of year. When school is out and people are on vacation, well, they struggle to retain volunteers. And that is the exact situation that the St. Anthony Foundation finds itself in right now this summer. It is putting out a desperate need for volunteers. The organization providing food, clothing, and technology access to low-income and unhoused people in San Francisco. So these volunteers are really critical. Joining me now live is J.D. Slack, a St. Anthony volunteer. J.D., nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. So you and I met a few months ago at the Volunteer Appreciation event, and this is when you got a big award for all of your hours of volunteering. I want to show people that picture because it was great. You received the Silver Presidential Service Award. I mean, more than 200 hours of community service. How did it feel to get this special honor?
Yeah, the award felt amazing to get. There's nothing really better than being acknowledged for all the hard work that you've done. But I think what's really more important is the actual work I was doing too. Obviously the award is amazing, but the work itself is really what I pride myself on.
Okay, let's talk about that work, because as I mentioned, more than 200 hours of community service. You spent a lot of time at St. Anthony in the dining room. What motivates you, especially as a young man, to want to contribute?
Yeah, what I think really motivates me is my faith and wanting to give back. St. Anthony's is a religious organization. And so the mission that they have at St. Anthony's is rooted in faith and community as well. St. Anthony's is 1.5 miles from my house, so it's right there in my neighborhood. So whenever I go to St. Anthony's, I feel like I'm not only giving back to the community, but I'm giving back to my community as well. And
that's really important for folks. That's one of the reasons why I like to volunteer, because I also live in San Francisco, so I can see the difference it's making in my city and in my community. When you talk about the dining room, that's also where I volunteer, and I know why I like to be in the dining room. Why do you like to volunteer there?
Yeah, so just what the dining room is to begin with, it's a long panel of volunteers, and they all hand out food to the guests as they come through. And I think a lot of, I guess, volunteer organizations have dining rooms, but the thing that really sticks out to me about St. Anthony's dining room is really the community that it has. I feel like at St. Anthony's you really get that face-to-face value that you really don't get in other places, and that face-to-face value allows you to build relationships with the guests that come into St. Anthony's, and really allows you to build the community at St. Anthony's as well.
Yeah, when you get to say good afternoon, what would you like? You know, would you like potatoes? Does that sound good to you? I mean, it really is like you're serving a member of your family,
totally.
Which is what's so important. As you know, though, St. Anthony's right now kind of struggling to find summertime volunteers. What would you tell people, especially maybe some young people, about the importance of giving back?
Yeah, so personally, I understand. I'm a high school kid. Volunteering can seem intimidating to some people, but I think what I would tell people is that it's not that intimidating. It's really something that is easy to go out and do. You can go to stanthonysSF.org. There's a big button that says volunteer. Just click on it. There's the dining room ship, but we also have other opportunities at St. Anthony's. There's the clothing distribution center as well, which is a center where people can go and sort through clothes, and those clothes will eventually get distributed out to families in need. So there's a lot of different opportunities that we have.
Yeah, there's also the tech hub. I mean, and there's a lot that goes into it. I mean, they need about 60 volunteers a day to really address the needs of the 1,000 people who come through St. Anthony's looking for those services. Are you volunteering this summer?
I am. I've been working a little behind the scenes too, which is definitely cool to see, but I would be lying if I said that being on the dining room floor was my favorite part.
Yeah, have you been able to recruit any of your friends to join you?
I have. That's one of my favorite parts, definitely spreading the awareness to all the friends. At my school, St. Ignatius, we definitely have a lot of kids who love service, which is definitely what I pride myself on.
Yeah, okay, I just want to talk about you personally. We mentioned the dining room, but is there a personal moment, an interaction maybe with someone that really has stood out to you and then kind of keeps you coming back?
Yeah, so there was this one moment on the dining room floor. Looking back, it's not something that's really that emphasized, I guess, but I was on the floor and I was handing someone food. This is one of my first times ever there, and the guest said to me, you made my week. And something as small as that, looking back, it wasn't that crazy of a phrase to say, but just him saying that to me made me realize not only the impact that I have on him, but the positive impact that it had on me too, and that it feels good to serve, and it feels good to make a positive impact on your environment.
Indeed it does. Well, you are a really impressive young man. I'm so happy to have you here, and I can't wait to see what next year holds. A senior at SI and then off to college soon. So thank you again for all that you do for our San Francisco community, and hopefully you'll encourage other people, not just young people, but really anyone at home who's looking to volunteer and really find meaning this summer. St. Anthony's needs you. So thanks again, JD. Appreciate it. Alex.
Yeah, I think JD has inspired others to give back.
Hopefully.
No doubt about it. Thank you for coming in today. Coming up here on the 4 this afternoon.